All right, we'll go ahead and we'll get started here. It's 1:30, and so you guys can get back to your wonderful, sunny, kind of sunny, snowy day. We're here to talk about our new wellness program. Tracy Smet, who a lot of you know, has worked on this program for 18 months with the fire department, and we met with the city over the past few months to determine what we kind of wanted to do with the future of wellness here, the city of Stevens Point, and saw such an amazing set of returns on a very individual basis with the fire department who have been working with this program for over the past 18 months that we thought it'd be tremendous if we could really open this up, offer it to the entire city. And so that's what we're here to share with you today. My name is Derek Bell. I'm a health promotion wellness consultant with Ministry Medical Group. I'll be working with Tracy. We'll be working hand in hand through this entire year on this program, and we'll also handle part of it, specifically your screening, biometric screening part, but then Tracy will be handling a lot of the other parts of the program. So we're going to walk through this with you today. I also wanted to be sure, and how many Green Bay Packer fans do we have here? Wanted to give you your early Christmas present. I grew up in a Dallas Cowboy household. Losing is what we do best. And we gave you guys your early Christmas present this year. Don't mess it up. Please get to the playoffs to at least give me something to be entertained by, because Dallas isn't sniffing the playoffs this year. So there's your first Christmas present. What's new for 2014? What we worked on was to simplify your wellness program to basically two parts. You know, in the past year you had this whole list of things. We like it. There's a lot of things that are good about it, but it doesn't provide necessarily really the one-on-one connection that at the end of the day, to say that you have a perfect wellness program, we're always going to strive for that, but Tracy and I will tell you multiple times today how jealous we are that the city's providing you this opportunity. We wish our company would do this for us. We keep telling them this is the direction you want to go, but you know, we work in a healthcare system and sometimes think they know better. But we're getting there. We're getting there because of what we see when we do wellness this way. The one-on-one approach, our ability to work directly with you and work within what you want to achieve is the most important thing. And so Tracy and I are here as jealous professionals saying, you guys have a gift here that's wonderful. We'll talk to you about it today, and hopefully you'll participate over this next year. The basic change is that you just need to do these two parts. Rather than fill out an entire list and try to figure out what you did or didn't do and add up a bunch of points, there's two parts that you have to satisfy if you're on the high deductible plan to get your contribution to your HSA this year. The first part, which we won't talk too much today about, but is your health risk assessment. That's your screening and the questionnaire. If you've done that before, I know a lot of you have, but some of you haven't. We hope that that this program helps you do that and participate. So that's the first thing that you have to do. The other part we'll spend most of our time talking to you about. That's the Excel Performance Enhancement Program. What it includes is a biometric collection. We'll do some height, weight measurements and body fat, and Tracy will talk to you a bit about the importance of that. But then there's also a functional movement screen and a YMCA step test. Both of those give us a picture of what we can do for you. It tells us about how stable you are, some basic information there, but then also with the cardio test, then we can test your heart rate and kind of see where you are. And that gives Tracy the template to work from, to work with you as an individual to help you build your own plan. And that's a great opportunity for you. There's not a lot of other information, and you work within the framework of what you want to achieve, what you want to do, and we bring that to you. So that's where we're very excited, very happy. And Tracy will have individualized exercise plans. And these are not elaborate exercise plans. They can be if that's your goal. But Tracy will talk to you that what we basically want to do is give you the opportunity to go through your work day, go home, and you're feeling good. You don't have to just hit the sack to rest. You're not taking, I think someone commented this morning that take 20-minute showers just so they can get loose to go to work the next day. I mean, that's not good. That's not a good thing. So what we're trying to do is to provide you opportunities so that you can bend over and tie your shoes without a problem. You can go gardening. You can go for a bike ride. You can walk, run, jog, do whatever you want. And you're doing it in the best way possible. But then also you're able to do your job all day without any problems as well. So we find that this is really, above all else, this is the best path to doing that. So we included that as this two-part process for you to receive your incentive. So, and included in beyond just our assessment period, then there's also a series of site visits and other educational opportunities. The best part about this program, beyond what you have to do, is that we're bringing our healthcare system to you. Tracy will make site visits once a week, and that'll be your chance to talk to her about some things that hopefully will keep you out of need of more care. So we want to have that opportunity to do a first screening for you. If you tweak your shoulder fishing, come in on Monday, Tracy happens to be there, you can check in with her and say, yeah, this just doesn't feel right. I think I did something this weekend. Tracy can take a look at it and say, yeah, you're going to be okay, just ice it, or do these stretches. Or if it's something that really needs attention now, then we're going to be there to be able to provide that for you, which is really the special part of this entire package, is the fact that we're going to be around for the year making those one-on-one touches. So how this really works is we have quarterly assessments, and we'll have a baseline assessment period in January, which will be coming up here, and you'll get scheduling details here shortly. Not today, but we're working out some final details on sites and times. But then you'll also do this again in April, July, and October. There are 4 times that you have to do this to get the full incentive. And then those parts are broken down into biometric collection, the step test, which Tracy will talk about, but then also one of the more important parts here, the FMS screen. And so this is the whole new part beyond the screening, which we've done before. But this will be the piece that you'll have to complete, and then at the end of the year, as in the past, you'll get your money. The best part is that, this is, we feel, a simpler process. And if you're the employee for the city, by completing this, then you get your $500 if you're a single person on a high deductible plan, or $1,000 if you're on the family plan. And just the city employee has to complete it. So there's not a need for the spouse that's on the plan to also do it. So this is just open for city employees. And then if you're also not on the plan, you can participate. You're not going to get your benefit, your HSA benefit, but you will be working with us throughout the year and hopefully improve your wellness. That's a special opportunity the city's paying for you. So I'll let Tracy start to talk about the bit parts of the program, and then we'll continue on, try to inform you as much as we can today.
Perfect. So what we're going to talk about is the different types of assessments that we're going to do and why we're doing them and why they're important. So before I start, anybody ever play sports in high school, college, bar league softball team, volleyball team? A couple of you out there, weekend warriors as I call them. Okay. What is different between when we were athletes to how athletes are nowadays? Any guesses? Okay, I know when I look at high school athletes nowadays, they're given so many opportunities. They're given, if they're a softball player, they're given a pitching camp. They're given basketball camps. They're given strength and conditioning camps in the summer to keep them going so they can improve their athletic skills and continue to enhance themselves in different ways. They're given so many ways and opportunities that they can get better. That's what the Excel program is for you. It's an opportunity for you to improve on your athleticism as an athlete. Now, you may be saying in your head, Tracy, I'm not an athlete. Well, if you think about what an athlete is, it's a specific skill set, a specific movement pattern, a specific type of structure that somebody goes through in a given day. So if you look at your career path that you've chosen, you are an athlete in that field. You're required to do certain movements, certain functional abilities that maybe somebody else can't, a specific skill set, so to speak. So looking at yourself as an athlete now and looking at the Excel program, it's basically this extra opportunity for us to work with you your goals and our goals on where we want you to go and where you want to go. The program itself is, like Derek kind of touched on, one-on-one basis. As much as you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. And we're not asking you to make these huge milestones from going and doing maybe absolutely nothing to running a marathon in the next 6 months, okay? Unless that's your goal, then I will certainly do what I can to help you achieve it. You're going to get a personalized personal trainer, so to speak, to help you, guide you through wherever it is you want to go, in whatever aspect of your health that you want it to be. You're very lucky, again, like Derek said, to have your company, the city, invest in you. They're not here, and they didn't bring this program to fire people or to, penalize you for any way, shape, or form, or to kick you out. They actually want to see you be healthier, live longer, have a better quality of life, be pain-free, be able to wake up in the morning and play with your kids forever and ever and ever. Okay, they want you to be a healthier person and to have a better life. That's what this program is about. So anything else that you think it's about, it's not. I give you my word on that it's about you. It's about making you healthier and happier. Okay, the next one. So the functional movement screen is one of the assessments that we'll be doing. It's a 7-part assessment and takes the body through different movement patterns. Once this assessment is done, it gives me a pretty good idea of what type of injuries you may have or had, what type of limitations you have, what type of mobility, so movement, problems or issues you may have, what type of stability, so strength, flexibility issues you may have. Together with that information, along with the other data and your personal goals, I can create a program that you want that works with the environment that you have. So you may again be thinking in your head, I don't go to a gym. I don't even have a gym membership. I don't have anything at home. That's fine. I can work with that. There's ways and different means that exercises can be done. You don't have to go to a state-of-the-art gym, though many of you may. You don't have to have an expensive treadmill at home, though some of you may. Okay, there's lots of resources and opportunities, and I really pride myself on being able to take away those excuses on why you can't exercise. We'll find a way, okay? We will find a way to make a little step forward. Even if it's starting with 30 minutes of walking once a week. Once a week. If that's all I ask and you agree upon it and we just start there, we will start there and we'll work our way towards wherever that may be. Maybe you'll be up to 7 days a week working out for 2 hours like some of the firefighters are that I know, okay? So what we're going to do is go through this assessment. And I'm not going to read these slides, so you can read them while we're setting up here. I know we're all educated enough, and this information is also on your sheet as well. But we'll go through the functional movement screen so you can kind of see what it looks like. And I'll kind of explain a little bit further detail what I'm looking at as we go through the different movement patterns. But again, it's only a general test that I use to see what types of things we may need to work on. Okay? It's graded on a 0 to 3 basis. 0 meaning you're unable to perform the skill. 1 meaning you can perform the skill, but you have some pain or you're not able to do it 100%. A 2 meaning you can do the skill, but you've got just a teeny, like one little thing that you're doing wrong or one little inability that you have. And then a 3 that you're pretty much perfect on the skill, which many people strive for a 3 because they want to be perfect, but a 3 doesn't mean necessarily that you have no issues, okay? So before I demonstrate this, well, I'm not going to demonstrate it. Is there anybody out there that wants to volunteer? Okay, well, good thing we got Derek here. Derek gets to do it again, 3rd time today. So again, we'll go through this assessment, and I'm going to do it over here in the corner, so if you can't see, please stand up. So you can kind of see, and if you have questions about each movement, feel free to ask them as we go along, okay? I'm going to move pretty quickly with it. So the first one we're going to do is a deep squat. So Derek, can you place that bar on top of your head? Okay, and I'm just going to adjust him so he's in good biomechanical, structure. Go ahead and take your feet about shoulder width apart and place your heels on top of the box. Good, and then place the bar straight up. Good. And can you squat down as low as you can go for me? Good. And then come back up. Excellent. That's it. Simple squat. Again, I'm looking at different things. I'm looking at how his body's moving and what type of inability or mobility things that may be going on. The next one we're going to do is a hurdle step. And I'm just going to adjust a couple of things here. This. And Derek, can you place that bar on top of your back like you're carrying 2 water buckets? Good. Okay, Derek, what I want you to do is you're going to step over the hurdle with your foot, touch the heel to the other side, and then step back. Now he cheated that time, right guys? I know the fire department knows. He cheated because he looked at it at the floor. So we're going to have him look straight forward. Okay, go ahead and step over again. Good. And again, I'm looking at how his body's moving. Oh, they're calling you out.
I was seeing if you were paying attention.
All right, next one we're going to do is an inline lunge. Okay. Can you place your toe at 0 and your heel at 17? Good. And I'm not asking you to be a gymnast. I know this is a very thin board, but I'll help you balance through it if that's something you need to work on. And let's place this bar across your back. Good. That one down low? No, this one up high. Good. And I'm just going to adjust this to lighten your grip a little bit. Good. And let's place this hand at the base of the neck. This one's in the low back. And let's touch the head, upper back, and tailbone to the bar. For most of you, this is what I call good posture. Many of us lack on this, okay? But we'll point it out, which is nice. All right, Derek, what I want you to do is lunge to the board, touch your knee, and come right back up. Good. And then we would switch to the other side. Okay, so how many tests is that so far? 3, right? Okay. Next one we have is shoulder mobility. So we're going to see how his shoulders move, okay? And we're going to get a measurement first, and he's a 7. So let's make 2 fists. Place one on top, one on the bottom, and let's reach as close together as you can. Not too bad, right? All right, and I'm going to measure the distance. Good. Let's go to the other side. And relax. Good. Shoulder mobility. Okay. Next one we're going to do is a straight leg raise. Okay. And I'm just going to flip this around. Good. And go ahead and lay on your back for me. All right, and let's put feet and knees together. All right, keeping one leg in contact with the board, let's raise the other leg up as high as you're able. Good, and relax. Other side. And relax. Good. Straight leg raise. Second to last one we have is trunk stability push-up. So Derek, can you go ahead and lay down on your stomach? And this push-up is a little different than one you may have done in high school. All right, Derek, can you place your hands right up here for me? Good. Can you do a push-up from there? And come back down. Good. Go ahead and relax. Pretty tricky. There are modifications to each of the evaluations, so if you're not able to do that, that's fine. He would get a 3 for that, which is good. He wanted me to score him this time because I didn't score him the last couple times. All right, and the last one we have is a rotational stability. I already know you're going to get a 2 on this because I've been watching you do it all day. All right, feet, knees, and hands are all going to make contact with the side of the box. So I'm just going to slide this. Good. Let's tuck the toes under. Good. And what we're going to do is raise the same side, arm and leg. Reach out. Touch. Reach out. And put it back down. Pretty wobbly, right? Okay, so if he could do that, that would be a 3. Let's go opposite elbow to opposite knee. See how stable he is? That would be a 2. Okay? And go ahead and relax. That is the entire functional movement screen. Anybody have any questions on it? Okay. All right. The next piece of the assessment is going to be the YMCA step test. This is a 3-minute step test, and it requires you to step up and down on a 12-inch box, which is what you see here. And this is the exact box that we will use for the assessment. And you'll go at a beat of 96 beats per minute. So there's your beat. Down, down, and you'll do it for 3 minutes. At the end of the 3 minutes, I'll have you sit down and I'll take your pulse at the 1, 2, and 3 minute marks, okay? Fire department people, this is a little different than what we've been doing, because we've been doing the Harvard, which is on an 18-inch box, and now we're gonna downgrade it to a 12, so it'll be a little easier for you guys. I know.
Christmas present number 2.
The reason why we, just for the fire department so they know, the reason why we made the change is the YMCA step test is what we use universally across all of our companies, and so with all the aggregate data we'll be able to compare company to company on their cardiovascular levels. So we decided to do that. It's a much easier test for those that are a little shorter as well. Shorter, I mean like 5'2", 5'3". So, not picking on you, but he's like this monster step to get up on these boxes. So, okay. And then the biometric collection that Derek was talking about, we actually do a 7-site skin fold test, which is like a pinch test. Anybody ever see skin fold calipers before? Anybody not ever see them? Okay, skin fold calipers, and I apologize I didn't bring mine today, are like pinchers on a crab. They're like little, and it's a relatively painless test, depending on the person, okay? So we'll use 7 sites, so I'm just gonna point them out on Derek. We'll do the pectoral, we'll do the abdomen, the suprailiac, the thigh. We'll do the mid-axillary, which is right under the arm here. Flip around the back. And then we'll do the subscapularis, and we'll do the triceps, is the areas that we would pinch, okay? Females, I am the one that does the testing, so there shouldn't be a problem there, unless you really want a male to pinch you. And then males, if there is a problem with me doing your pinching, we can certainly get a male to do that instead for you. Okay, whatever. You don't ever complain, Larry. Whatever. Yeah, so then we take that pinch information and we just find out what your body fat percentage is. So there's many different ways to find body fat. This is the 3rd best way available. Okay, the 2nd best way would be DEXA, which is like an egg imaging like thing they do where they scan your body. And then the gold standard for body fat is underwater weighing, where they weigh you outside of a tank and then they put you underwater and you blow all the air out and they weigh you again and then punch this fancy formula in to figure out what your body fat percentage is. So it's a pretty accurate test, plus or minus 3 to 5%, okay? So again, gives us a good gauge of where you may be at with those biometrics, okay? So, questions on the assessments at all? Anything? Yes?
Where is it being done?
That is a great question.
Yeah, well, we have, we're finishing all of our scheduling details. We have 5 areas or sites per se, City Hall,
Do you want me to call them all?
Fire Department, our streets, parks,
Transit, wastewater.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Those are the sites. Now, we're finishing up some of those details, so there may be a location that will work into that schedule. But all of that information will be coming out fairly shortly, so we want to make sure we have the times and dates set for our January set of those baseline assessments. For those of you who have used, how many of you have participated in the screening before? So you use the U.S. Health Center to schedule that screening. It's the same process. You'll just have a selection between your screening or the Excel Performance Enhancement Program. We'll have a short name for it, but we'll have information identifying what you're looking for. Your screenings, the biometric screenings will take place around April. We're looking to combine the time periods so we can just do everything all at once in that time frame. So over the past few years, it's always been kind of late February to first week of March. We're going to push it back about a month so we can have it coincide with our assessment here. And again, we'll be looking for January dates, April dates, July, and October. When that schedule sets it up so that Tracy can do her final assessment in October and then give you programming, the workout, individual attention to give that so you can finish the year with a full program. So that's how we organize the year. And we know we'll be starting fairly soon. And we're trying to get all those details settled so we can get the schedules out to you right away, but that'll be coming pretty soon.
After each assessment period, you will receive a 6-week program. If that is what you desire, you will receive it. At the end of the 6 weeks, you'll get an update. And then at the end of that 6 weeks will be the next time that we do an assessment. So assessments are every 12 weeks, so to speak, okay? So just to kind of clarify there on how many programs you'll get, you could get up to 8 programs for the entire year. So you'll got a year's worth of programming for you as far as what your exercise needs may be, or physical therapy, or whatever, again, you may need at that time. So.
Hey.
Is that, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then how this works, I know it's a little hard to see with the sun, although I'll take the sun all day. Again, by completing these 2 parts, then if you're on the single or family, you get your HSA contribution, and this is all you need to do to get that. So I know this past year you had that full schedule, doing tons of math, trying to figure out what applies, what doesn't apply. So again, try to simplify and get rid of that method to do this. So, but you have to complete both the health risk assessment and then the Excel program. And then also, a point to make, I mean, you know, our ideal situation is that you really are able to complete the whole part of the program, but in the event that whether, if you have new employees starting, you know, which isn't the case here, but we'll prorate it based on what you've completed too. We run into situations sometimes where someone goes through January and say they have surgery around April and they're not able to participate. What we'll do is to create an opportunity for you to meet with Tracy, talk to her about that, and then get you back on schedule later in the year. So by participating, it doesn't mean that necessarily you're going to be doing every single part of every single program, but it means you're engaged in the program and you're following with the recommendations, and whether or not you're able to complete it. This is where we like this program, because we're working just directly with you the whole time. So there's never a question of what can you do or what can't you do. It's what are you able to do, plus what else can we provide you to give you that chance to be healthy as well. So that's one of the parts that we love about working in this fashion. Again, some of the details, we've already talked about most of these, and why we love this program. You know, our job is to do our best to keep you healthy. And I think what I've loved hearing earlier today, especially with the people that were here from the fire department who have been through this for 18 months, is pointing out how significant it is to have something in place that is individualized, and it really is built on what you need. You know, part of the problem is we look at a job or a group and say, well, this group has a lot of heavy lifting, so let's do a stretching program because everyone may injure their back. Well, what if you have no back injuries, but you have a couple of guys with arm, strains or shoulder strains? We work, this removes that problem, and now we're working directly with you to work on your arm, shoulder, back, because that's what you need. So it isn't about the group, it's about what you need, which is the greatest thing about this whole process. So we look at it that way. We also, again, one of the things we want to make sure we're doing and providing you is just that chance to show up at work, do your job as best you can, and then go home and not be wrecked. Wake up the next day and still be wrecked. So that's what we were trying to avoid, and by providing those one-on-one opportunities with Tracy and the type of assessment this is we're going to get a feeling for what you can do to just do a little bit better. And like Tracy said, we're not, sometimes we talk about wellness programs, it's like this big overarching goal and it's just annoying and I'm never going to get there, so why try? Well, we remove that. So we're going to start with what your goal is today, and we'll just start there. And after a while, you'll find you have your goals start to develop and grow, whether it's just simply being able to do basic exercises or doing something that takes a lot of effort, or just simply doing your job every day, going home feeling good. Mm-hmm. So we're trying to make sure we're covering all those bases for you. That's the biggest reason why we love this program.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to pick on the fire department because they are here, and they already knew this was coming, but do any of you guys want to share kind of your experiences with the program at all? Anything? Oh, yours are not that shy when I visit. Really?
Well, I know that it's been for me too, because in the middle of it, I ended up having a shoulder injury and I had surgery and things, and so it was nice to have Tracy there to, beforehand, you know, we kind of got a baseline, and then I got injured. I was off for a while, and I wasn't able to be a part of it. And then when I came back to work, she was there to kind of help guide things, gave me some more exercises beyond my physical therapy that I could do. She was there to, you know, see how my my rotation, range of movement things we're doing, and how it can increase. So, yeah, I thought it's been a very beneficial program. I maybe not have kept as close to the old.
Yeah, but we really improved on that, on the physical therapy aspect of some of the things that you had. Yeah, which is a nice aspect of it.
And it's kind of an individualistic, like you say, you set your own goals and you're there to support us, and if you have other injuries, hurts, aches, pains, you direct us towards somebody that else can help us.
Yeah, it's not, this isn't personal training. Boot camp, yelling at you to do whatever, it's not what it is.
Oh, come on, you're making me look like a softie.
Yeah,
I
well.
mean, you should do it if you want.
We'll let them figure it out.
All right, well, I won't pick on any more of you. Yes, do you have a question?
Yeah, so we set our own goal, right?
Mhm.
What if we don't reach that goal?
Then we work on it or we tweak your goal.
So how do you, for the sake of the HSA financial benefit thing, how do you define participation?
Sure, all you have to do is show up to the evaluations.
And complete your health risk
And
appraisal.
complete your health risk assessment.
Just by
Your screening.
completing.
So you do the screening, and then the 4 evaluations that happen in the year, all you have to do is show up to them, and you will count as checking that box. Whatever you do after that is up to you. And if there's something that you want to improve on or you want to accomplish, that's what I'm here, is to help you with that. If you hit a speed bump along the way and you get injured, or you have something that's bothering you, that's also what I'm here for, is to help work through that injury with you, especially if it's something you know maybe doesn't warrant going to the doctor. It's something that might have just happened. You can kind of bypass that physician visit, see me, get evaluated, and then we can determine, yeah, this is something serious, you need to get checked out, or no, we can handle this on our own with proper therapy and, you know, ice, you know, whatever may be needed at the time. So there's been several cases with the fire department where someone would get injured and they'd call me up, we'd get them seen in the clinic, and we'd develop a particular plan of action for them, more of like a triage effect, and save them the extra steps of going from their general physician to ortho to physical therapy. Well, instead, we can just bypass all of that and you go straight to physical therapy by utilizing this system. So that's kind of like an extra perk that kind of comes along with the program.
And what kind of confidentiality are we talking about here?
Great
The city
question.
obviously needs to know whether or not we showed up for our 4
Yep.
screenings, but beyond that, what's?
Everything in the program is completely confidential. Everything. Every conversation you and I have, every injury that is documented with me, and it's only documented in case work comp comes involved and you need that information from me. That's the only reason why I document it. Every testing, all the evaluation measures are all confidential with occupational med. They'll only be shared with other occupational med personnel that are involved with this contract, or with physicians per your request, or with the city per your request. Otherwise, everything stays confidential. It actually falls under HIPAA, so we can't release it. However, we can release I always mess up that word.
Aggregate.
Yeah, thank you. Data. So if the group size is more than 25, then we can release that information saying, okay, collectively as a group, our body fat percentage is here, or it's improved 3 points, or whatever particulars are going on. But no, everything stays confidential. And great question, I always forget to talk about that for some reason.
And
But
that data does not include personal information, it's just.
Right. Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yep, group only, so,
Yep.
yep. Other questions? Yes.
For the dates that we have to meet with you, those locations are kind of yet to be determined. And the times would be Monday through Friday between like 8 and 4 type of thing?
I think we were thinking more of like 6 a.m. to like 7 p.m. because we know there's a couple of late workers and early workers, so we certainly want to try to accommodate everybody.
Yeah, we're looking at varying schedules so we can make sure we get every work group included, shifts included, and have ample opportunity.
Yep, and if for some reason someone misses a evaluation day because they were sick or they were on vacation or something like that, we're going to have makeup assessment dates available, just unclear at this exact moment what that's going to look like. It's something we're still finalizing with appropriate parties.
How long do those little individual meetings take?
30 minutes,
It is 30 minutes? Okay.
maybe less depending on how much we chit chat. So, yeah, laugh. Larry's takes always 30 minutes because he chit chats so much.
Normally, the blood testing part, some people, like my wife, are really hard blood draws. Last year we had the opportunity to do that at a hospital or a clinic if we
Yep.
wanted to, where you have maybe different
Phlebotomist.
environment for doing it, rather
Yes.
than doing it at the rec department. So you can chair, we have that.
Yeah, the clinic, our clinic will be open over on, on Saints, the old, Ministry Medical Group Occupational Medicine. And we'll even have an extended period of time this year for you to get your screening to, I don't know how the dates worked out for the entirety of your program last year, but what we'll do is that'll be another option. Plus, you always have the option of doing it if you have a different network or you have your annual set up with your regular primary care provider, and then you let them know what you would need in a blood draw, and then they can do that as well there. And then you just get that information to us, and then you go online, take your questionnaire, and then it's the same, loaded up the same way for you, so you have your full health report. But that still counts as well, because we try to do that because we know certain people have their needs for their annuals, or like you said, you may miss a screening day. You can still come to our clinic out on Highway 10 and have one of our staff do the blood draw and screening. For the blood draw, but you still have to go through the health risk assessment and take that online, and we'll need to get the blood work, make sure it fits in with that HRA. But if you have questions, when we get to that, or when you're scheduling, you can give me a call and we can make sure that they're pulling the right blood panel.
What type of time frame are they looking at for that? 'Cause when usually I see my doctor like September, October.
Yeah.
I think it's still logistical stuff we're trying to figure out, but it should
Yeah,
be okay.
that'll be a question I'll ask. Typically, we work within a 3 to 6 month window of blood draw results are good. That's usual case for providers. But I'll raise that question with Lisa to see what the window, what would be allowable, whether or not we'd want to have a blood draw at the time of the screening when we do it in April. But shouldn't be an issue. But we'll check on that.
Yes.
So this program is only for the employee, not the spouse?
Correct.
So if your spouse is on your plan, would you still get $1,000?
Yeah, just the employee. So yeah.
A
So
lot easier than last year, isn't it? A lot easier.
Spouse.
Well. Other questions? All right, well, if you think of anything else, our contact information is on your handout. It's also going to be on the slides, which will be on the website, I understand, at some point soon. Feel free to reach out to either of us by phone or email anytime. We'd be happy to answer any of your questions. And thank you guys for taking time out of your days to be here, and have a good one. So, thanks.
thank you.